been quite the morning so far. Started out this morning at about 6 o'clock at the Rock Bridge picnic area at Red River Gorge. And I've made it down to Creation Falls and sat around for a while. Did a little bit of photography. Didn't want to record it because, well, there's some people down there. So I've gone around the curve and tried to find some relative isolation to say good morning and kind of introduce the video. So what we're going to do today, fall is really, the colors are starting to wind down, so there's not going to be a whole lot more time to come out and try and get some photography, some autumn photography here in eastern Kentucky. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of a loop trail here at the Red River Gorge. It's not a long trail. As rated as easy, it's my kind of trail. And just see what kind of color we can get, some kind of fall color we can get, maybe some forest scenes while we're out here. There's definitely no lack of those. So I took a couple of photographs of Creation Falls while I was out here. It was the first thing I came to when I was starting to get a little bit of light. I actually came out here before sunrise, did a little bit of walking around on the trail in the dark, which was fun. It's pretty cool. But I just want to talk a little bit about those particular photographs. So I tried it out first with the full frame, the 5D Mark IV. Polarized it, get some of the glare off of the water. I switched to the 90D, which is what I'm recording on now, and it's a crop sensor camera. If you don't know what that means, just the sensor that collects light is smaller, so there's a different field of view. So I was definitely going with one of those. It's kind of overdone, the long exposure shots from a waterfall. Blurs out the water, makes it kind of a soft effect in the water. I say it's overdone, but I really enjoy those images. I like them a lot. So on the full frame shots, I was shooting, there was very little ambient light here, so I was shooting probably about 25-second exposure on the tripod. By the time I got to the 90D, it lightened up a little bit and had about a 13-second exposure, which is still plenty enough to provide that soft effect on the waterfall. But I'll let you be the judge on how that worked out. But for now, there's an arch called Rock Bridge that's just around the corner. I can actually see it from where I'm at. I'm gonna go check it out. So here's a scene over my shoulder that I'm enjoying quite a bit. I've made it to the other side of Rock Bridge, and this is one of those features in the gorge that is extremely, I guess, popular, for lack of a better term. It's visited quite a bit by people. Saw a couple people this morning, maybe a couple campers. So it's difficult to come up to a place like this and get a photo that hasn't been made before. And in fact, I'm sure this place has been photographed from every angle possible, from on top of the bridge, under the bridge, each side of it. So I'm not breaking any ground here. But I have lined up a composition that I really like quite a bit. So there's this tree leaning over the stream, and it's covered in moss, and it's the light that's really diffuse coming from this overcast sky. It's really making it kind of have this nice soft effect on the shadows. Normally if the sun's hitting it really directly, you have this really harsh high contrast scene. This is completely the opposite, and for forest scenes like this, I think it works quite a bit. So I've got the 24-70 lens on. I'm zoomed all the way out at 24 millimeters. I'm going to shoot this at f11 and 1 second exposure. Alright, so I found a composition behind me here on the stream. I'm actually a little ways upstream from where I was, just looking for a spot. And I found this one. It's a little bit of a cascade here. There's some boulders here. On the left, there's some nice elements. A little bit of color, a little bit of fall color. So I've put on the 70 to 200 and zoomed in a little bit, backed away from the scene, so I can hopefully compress it a little bit and cut out that sky and still have a decent composition. There's a little bit of fall color in it that I'm enjoying. I'm not going to go for a super long exposure, put on any ND filters or anything like that. I don't think there's really any need to. I do have a polarizer on, just to kind of cut down a little bit of the glare on the surface of the water, and also hopefully to saturate what fall color is in this scene. I'm going to manually focus in on a few of the rocks there on the shore. I'm going to be at f14 and 2 seconds at ISO 100. So it's going to be a little bit of a long exposure, but it's not going to be 25 seconds like I was shooting the waterfall. And let's get this shot real quick. Alright, so I think I've lined up the last scene I'm going to shoot today. I've got to get home. My kid turns 12 this weekend, which is crazy in itself that my daughter's going to be 12. That is nutso. Love you, kid. See you in a little bit. Okay, so this is the last scene I'm going to shoot today. I'm actually just turned around and was walking out of here when I saw this. And as you can see behind me here, these trees here, there's kind of just formed an arch over top of the stream with some nice fall color behind it. It's a pretty easy composition to spot once I turned around and looked. But I can't avoid some of that bright sky that's going to pop up in the back. There's no point in bracketing it. It's going to be white regardless. So I've got the 24 to 70 back on. I'm at about 30 millimeters. I'm going to shoot this at f11, 1/5 of a second, ISO 100, 2-second timer. Just a really quick shot here. No need to dilly about on this one. Yeah, I like that one quite a bit. So this has been a pretty decent morning. Not too shabby at all. It's cool and overcast, and it's threatened to rain the whole time. But that's okay. It's been fun. Hopefully one of these days, kid, you'll come out with me. Maybe next time, who knows? I can get you up out of bed and you can come with me.